So you just finished the opening cutscene and picked Wretched. After slaying Soldier of Godric, you make it out and behold a beautiful world as a foreboding soundtrack kicks in. After meeting Melina
Sup.
and getting Torrent, you ride around for a bit. As you ride, you come across a carriage being drawn by 2 trolls. Feeling threatened by the 2 monsters, you take them down and loot the great axe in the back of the carriage. It feels oddly good in your hands. And something about slaying those huge monsters felt empowering. You feel your confidence growing as a goal is burned into your mind. To be the strongest. So you start to gather runes in order to wield the great axe. And as you do so, you collect the spiked crystal tier, the axe talisman, and some armor off some random bald guy. I think his name was like Peaches? I don't know. Neat armor though. And after enough exploring and slaying random bosses, you're finally strong enough to wield the great axe. And your stats are all in one place. Strong men only need 1 stat. After upgrading the weapon a bit, you head into Stormveil Castle to fight Margit.
Foul tarnished. Prepare to be skill checked.
Yo, dude. Good job passing the skill check. Wanna go to the round table hold?
Yes. So you go to the round table hold and go to the only person you'll actually talk to here. After upgrading your axe a bit more, you head back to Stormveil Castle and make your way through it. That was a bird that fell to its death. How did a bird fall to its death? It's a bird! You also make a stop to grab the claw talisman for jumping attacks. Then it's off to the courtyard to fight Godric. And with a few charge attacks, he gets taken down. I mean, you know, he's not a very hard boss, so I kind of, you know, I don't know when I'm supposed to kind of ramble here. I can't really show off the fight because it's very easy. You make it through the castle and out to Liurnia. The foggy marsh lays below the cliffs you stare off of. So tranquil, so beautiful, so boring. Why must a warrior like yourself waste your time in such a calming area? You quickly make your way through the area, stopping by the pawn shop and buying some somber smithing stones from Iji. And why fight an old wizard when you can challenge yourself by fighting Radahn? But before you do so, you'll probably want to grab a new weapon. So you head down to the Weakened Peninsula to acquire that new weapon. Down and down to the castle to fight the Misbegotten Crusader for the 32 bladed Ultra Greatsword. So with that and Godric's Great Room, you can pop both of those for an effective 80 more levels. But that's not all. You head over to Caleb to grab another Ultra Greatsword to pair the weapon with. And yes, I am mainly grabbing this because y'all would have yelled at me if I didn't, and because Berserk is awesome. Now, equipped with these 2 massive weapons, you head into Redmane Castle. Of course, there's no back door this time, so you're gonna have to fight your way through the army that inhabits this fortress, including the dual boss fight, which I'm sure I'm gonna do just fine. Well, it seems like you might want an extra hand in combat. So you head over to the starting dungeon to grab your new pal, Banished Knight Oleg, a tanky fellow with 2 blades who has mastered the lost techniques of Stormveil. After upgrading him a bit, you head back to the dual boss fight of Redmane Castle. You focus down the Misbegotten Crusader and damage him as fast as you can, utilizing jumping attacks for maximum poise damage. Once brought down to half health, the Crucible Knight joins the fight. This guy is the real tough one, with a lot more poise and way more damage. So you slay the Misbegotten Crusader in order to make this into a 2v1. 1v1. A 0v1. Alright, Oleg is super goated, but I am super weak and need to change off this jumping attack build. So it's off to Raya Lucaria to unlock Respec via Renala. With the spare larval tier, you bump up your health and spread your stats more equally. Then you challenge the duo again, quickly beating down the Misbegotten Crusader and starting the fight against the super cool and totally not my favorite Crucible Knight. He uses sick and awesome Crucible magic to alter his body and attack you with a tail and even can take flight with some wings. But thanks to my beloved Oleg, you're finally able to defeat the duo and are rewarded with a legendary armament, the Ruin's Greatsword, which has a 16 intelligence requirement and way more strength than you currently have. Oh, and you also want to know a cool fact? You can't even fight Radahn before reaching Altus. Isn't that cool? Isn't that awesome? Oh boy, do I love having to change my script because I don't know about some small little detail like that. Regardless, as a true warrior, you opt for the mountain path up to Altus, taking down Makar and heading up the elevator to get there. You gaze upon the golden landscape and ride through it on Torrent, stopping out of grace to inspect your weapon. Despite its helpful ability, you desire something stronger, something bigger. So you set off on an insanity-inducing journey to find a new larval tier to respec. Yes, good. Perfect. I now have the bear. With the tier, you respec to wield the Ruin's Greatsword, having to temporarily say goodbye to Oleg due to FP issues. One day, we will meet again, my beloved. Oh well, after upgrading your new whackin' stick, you waste no time heading over to the Draconic Tree Sentinel who guards the entrance to Leyndell. You also start wearing the funny hat. Do note that this is a very, very important step for any strength player. You are required to wear a funny hat of some sort. Anywho, thanks to standard charge attack shenanigans, it doesn't take long to take down the Gatekeeper.
Nothing to report.
And he thankfully gives you enough rooms to summon Oleg again. You enter the gilded capital of the Lands Betweens. Its beauty is awe-inspiring, and you head into the marbled buildings. The interior decorations, though covered in overgrowth, are equally as amazing, and the upstairs is, bold. Well, the call of the challenger sings to you, so you make your way up to Golden Godfrey and take him on. His long combos give you plenty of chances to hammer him down with charge attacks. Once you defeat him, you move on to Morgott, who goes down in your second attempt. Are we sure that magic is the overpowered one? Yeah? Yes? Okay. It just seems like all you gotta do for like a melee build is wait for the boss to finish a combo, hit him with a charge attack or two, break their stance, rinse and repeat until you win. I mean, I don't really see the risk given how fast these charge attacks can be and how you can roll out of them and interrupt them, unlike, let's say, the Dragon Breath attacks where you're locked into them until you finish it or get hit. Or like the slower casting speed that a lot of spells have that can, be dodged or just miss the enemy entirely. And let's not forget that you have to split your healing just to deal like almost as much damage as a charge attack build. I don't know, man. It feels like people think melee is way harder than any other way of playing. Anywho, with the Erdtree locked, you head to the Forbidden Path and up the road lift, where some guy is nibbling his own fingers. I freaking love eating my own fingers, dog. New armor. Neat. Well, it's time for some upgrades, so you go back to Heart of Gold and...
This will never kill a god. I can do better than this. It needs to slay a bloody god.
Kill a god, you say? That sounds like fine way to make me strongest. Get to work, Heart of Gold. You're going to forge me a weapon that will make me the mightiest in all the land.
After upgrading the stick, you head to Radon just like you planned from the start. Considering that he is to be the mightiest of all demigods, he'll be a tough fight, and with no help or summons, you beat him. You took him down first try. I mean, okay, sure, it was a +9 somber weapon, but that's still pretty ridiculous. Surely there's something here that can take a hit. How about this jar? Nope, that wasn't strong enough. How about the Hot Furry Man? Nope, he got pancaked too. Wait, no, he's back. Still weak, though. This is pointless, isn't it? Whatever, back to the round table hold you go. There's a newly opened set of doors, and you meet an odd-looking red man, who seems to have been wrongly imprisoned. Well, it's off to the sewers of Leyndell to free him. Once you defeat the evil hand that guards the imprisoned... barnacle boy, I assume? He's wearing this big helmet and was kind of far away, so it was a little hard to understand him, but he seems like a nice guy. Speaking of nice guys, you hear news of blackguards setting up shop right outside of Leyndell. So you go out to support him, buying some prawns and some crabs before heading in... Who did this to friend? Egats! It must have been you! A fake, red version of Barnacle Friend. An imposter, you could say. So you slay the dastardly deceiver and return to Blackguard, taking his balls to remember his legacy. You upgrade them, polish them up, and return to the jail of Barnacle Friend. And how did he tie himself to a chair, by the way? Like, how did he do this? No one's here with you? Anyway, he says he needs more seabed curses for his goal, whatever that is. A quick check to the all-knowing says that there's 2 of them in Mikola's Haligtree, so it's off the castle's soul. The medallion half is guarded by the mighty Commander Nile, but thanks to the very fast charge attacks of the Iron Balls, Nile gets taken down and you loot the medallion. And considering how much these balls scale off of strength, this is the perfect chance to use the Ash of War Cragblade, which I didn't grab footage for because I'm fucking stupid. Now before we go off to the Haligtree, let's stop by Volcano Manor for the Soul Seabed Curse that's in there. It's also kind of weird that they made this, massive area just for the main boss of it to be Godskin Noble. No, we gotta go somewhere else. The Consecrated Snowfield. Not for the tree, no, but to finally max out the ball. And now that the scavenger hunt for random items is done, it's time for Fire Giant. A hulking mass of destruction and firepower. He guards the Forge of the Giants. This towering Goliath is sure to be a tough fight and... Okay, are we absolutely 100% sure that melee isn't the strongest option in Elden Ring? I mean, come on, right? Like, you agree with me on this, right, Melina?
Yeah, no. I don't really feel like listening to this rant again.
Melina, where are you going?
Into the pit of fire. Burning sounds preferable to listening to you whine about the deep-seated magic hatred in the Soulsborne community.
Honestly, yeah, that's pretty fair. You awaken in an unfamiliar place. Wait a minute. No. This unfamiliar place. Crumbling Farum, Azula. A massive, ancient city that has been worn down by time and storms. You navigate the ruined city, looting some materials for Oleg before standing in front of the doors of the Godskin Duo, considered to be one of the hardest bosses in the game. More like once considered to be one of the hardest. Sleep pots plus insane stance damage means that this whole fight becomes a joke. But before you take on Malekith, it's time to test the true power of strength builds. Off to the Ordania puzzle, which goes smoothly and then you make your way into the Haligtree. Its beautiful branches filled with leaves extends across the sky. The envoys play their tune and, who cares about any of that? We're here to punch shit! Down to Loretta, who stands no chance against the mighty Oleg and my mightier weapons. Then you descend the ladder. A really long ladder that has, like, no support? Wait, all these ladders are built like this. Who okayed this? Like, putting aside OSHA violations, who in their right mind would go and set this up? One mighty gust of wind and it would probably snap. I mean, technically no one would die because you can't die. So you could get away with making some really risky structures and all that could break at any moment. But, there's still probably better options. I mean, when you consider that Loretta's got her horse and there's a lot of other large creatures that, can't use these, why install ladders across the entire Haligtree? Why are you so focused on the beautiful structures and architecture just to slap down ladders whenever you think it's necessary? Sorry. I let my emotions get the better of me there. We got some other tasks to take care of. Grabbing the last 2 seedbed curses. One is located off this balcony in a dark room, and the last one's found on this random ledge. At least he had a good view before he died. Now you return to Barnacle Friend and give him the last seeds, which he turns into a PNG for you. Back to the tree, around all the large branches, because I guess they just gave up on ladders and normal stairs, making your way down and down until you reach the Haligtree Root's Grace. Through this fog gate is the hardest boss in the game, the strongest person in the lands between, the absolute... Okay. Turn on the montage music. Oh my god! Oh my god, finally. That has been like a multi-day ordeal from last time. With Malenia defeated. I mean, you can't top that. This build is also insane, so let's just run the montage out till the end.